Now, this video, ladies and gentlemen, I tend to take a little bit personally. A lot of this sovereign citizen stuff, well, it's funny to me, but when we got people out there pretending to be lawyers, no, not cool, not cool. Imagine someone pretending to be a doctor. You may think, well, the comparison, I agree. The doctor job is they have people's lives in their hands. But pretending to be a lawyer, not cool, not cool. So we're going to watch this sovereign citizen pretend to be a lawyer. We're going to watch this judge handle it, and I'm going to break it down for you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Common Sense Academy. I'm your host, Joe Palmetto, Joe the Lawyer. If you like my content, like, subscribe, comment, and share. Also, think about becoming a member of my Patreon. I will release exclusive content, and all the money you give comes back to me producing this show and exposing these sovereign citizens. All right, before we watch this video, raise your cup, your glass in the air. I have a rare beverage that I don't know if my hand has ever bared. At least not on this video, not on my channel. Ginger ale. Okay, everybody, cheers with me. It tastes better when we sip together. Cheers. All right, let's watch the action.
You're also not licensed in any other state, is that correct?
Ma'am, may I make a statement?
You may answer my question. Are you licensed in any other state to practice
No,
law?
I am not.
All right, you're also not licensed in this state. I am therefore holding you in contempt and asking officers to arrest you. Contempt carries with it up to 93 days and or $7,500. You are not allowed to practice law in this state. You have formally, by your own hand, told this court you were a lawyer and that you wanted to represent your client.
Ma'am, may I make a statement for myself?
What is your statement? I'll give you 1 minute.
Okay. Sims versus Ahern clearly states that the practice of law is a law of conduct. I was not aware that I would be here other than acting as assistants, not as for lawyers, but as assistants of counsel in this matter to help her because she does have understanding problems of the English language.
Sir, apparently you have problems with the English language. This says appearance. It is for lawyers. Do not argue with me because what will happen is you'll get another 93 days and then we'll start over. So, sir, you came in here wanting to be assistants of counsel. There is no other definition. It is plain English. You can cite cases all day to me. You're entitled to a hearing. Your rights remain intact, but for today's purposes, you are under arrest for contempt of court, this court. You may be escorted out. Thank you.
May I request?
Ma'am, I will address you. If you would like to go out of order, we'll start this 93 days from now.
Can you believe this guy? Apparently, he's a well-known sovereign citizen. We saw the ads that he had up there. He's going around saying that he's an attorney. There's at least one ad with his photo where he calls himself a lawyer. And then it looks like another part of his website where he clearly states that he's a constitutional lawyer fighting for people's rights without charging for pay. Something like that actually does exist. They're called public defenders, okay? And if you make under a certain amount of money, the state provides an attorney for you. So guess what? They don't need these fakers. They don't need these fakers. Now, this judge here held him in contempt, but the practice of law without a law license is actually a criminal offense. In the state of Pennsylvania, where I live and work and practice as an actual attorney, it's a third-degree misdemeanor for a first offense and a first-degree misdemeanor for a second offense. The first-degree misdemeanor can carry very serious penalties. Now, I'll tell you the funny thing here is that oftentimes this is used against attorneys. And what can happen is attorneys who have their law license suspended or their law license lapsed and they're out there and they're practicing law and they don't know that their license is suspended, okay, this charge can get thrown on them. However, it obviously happens to other people as well. We just saw this sovereign citizen with his fake video. He's likely scamming people. He says not for pay. I highly doubt it. I bet there was a transaction involved. Anyway, in the city of Pittsburgh a couple of years ago, there was a guy, actually twice since I've been practicing law, there's been people down in the city of Pittsburgh who were walking around pretending to be lawyers. And that's sort of the weird thing about the practice of law is you go into a courtroom, nobody is, sometimes more and more they're checking your bar number, but you're not always going to get your bar number checked. So you could go fill out the necessary paperwork to put your appearance in. That's fraudulent paperwork. Okay, and then go in and act like someone's attorney, and the court may or may not know. And there were actually two guys who were doing this in Pittsburgh, downtown, where all the courts were, and got away with it for a really long time. I believe there was one person who got to know a judge. Okay, I'll post the links if I could find them. Got to know a judge and was hanging out, having lunch with the judge, pretending to be a lawyer the whole time. He was never a lawyer, and I think he got hit with a couple of these charges. Now, sometimes these people that engage in this, they've got some mental health issues, etc., etc. But this guy that we just saw in this video, he was a sovereign citizen, okay? He tried to bail his butt out by saying that he was an interpreter. Guess what? Big difference between an attorney and an interpreter, okay? And here's the funny thing about that. To be an interpreter in court, you also have to be court approved. So you can't just walk in there and act like an interpreter. You need a court approved interpreter. And let me tell you, I've used them. I've hired them. Okay, they're very important, but you have to have one and they have to be approved or licensed with the court, just like lawyers. So this judge hit him. She wasn't taking any BS. She hit him with a contempt. He could have been hit with the criminal charges. If he's convicted on the contempt, he may not be able to be convicted of the criminal charges because that would be double jeopardy. You can only be convicted for the same crime once. Now, he cites a case here, Sims v. A. Hearn. I did a little bit of Googling research. I found I believe his website. The only quote, there's one quote that they take from Sims v. A. Hearn to support this theory. One quote. It says, "The practice of law is an occupation of common right." The practice of law is an occupation of common right. Doesn't mean you can do it without a license. Doesn't mean you can do it without a license. I think I figured out what sovereign citizens really are. They're people who don't like licensing, right? They don't want a driver's license. They don't want an attorney's license. They don't want a license to do, probably practice medicine. Where's your sovereign citizen doctor? I'm sure they're out there. But the statement, the practice of law is an occupation of common right, just means that anybody can get their license and practice law. It doesn't mean that anybody can practice law without a license. Stop drawing conclusions from things that are complete, total nonsense. Total nonsense. This guy's going to go to jail for 30 days. And again, it said on his website, constitutional lawyers. There are constitutional lawyers. They are called public defenders. So, dude, stop scamming people, stop hurting people, and stop breaking the law. This is from the Common Sense Academy. I'm here to expose these sovereign citizens and have some fun. I'm Joe Palmetto, Joe the Lawyer. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Sign up for my Patreon if you want to donate and support the show. Thank you to two of my new patrons, Andrea and Marie. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Also, Jonathan, Thomas, Michael, Art, Jacqueline, Richard, Pim, Romantis, thank you guys. As my patrons, you make this show happen. I truly appreciate it. All right, Common Sense Academy out.